Okay, this is a test of the FreeX gimbal and a little bit of tips and hints go along with it. Always connect the gimbal wiring and mount the gimbal before you turn the power on. You absolutely have to have a GoPro 3 or 4 attached to the gimbal before you power it up, otherwise the gimbal will react violently. The gimbal has two connections, a power wire, mini JST connector, make sure black goes to black, and it also has a signal wire connector. Now, the newer versions of the FreeX has this connector with only one wire, a white wire. If your FreeX has a connector with a black and white wire, make sure that the black wire connects to the board next to the black wire that's on the board. So if your connector has a black and white wire, make sure the black wire on the connector coming out of the FreeX plugs into the connector that's closest to the black wire that's soldered onto the board. If your FreeX only has one white wire that's in the center, and it doesn't matter which direction because it goes to the center post. Make sure that both the power and the signal wire are plugged in. I recommend setting the right arm to about center. This lever on the right side of the transmitter allows you to control the tilt. Now I'm holding it here, we haven't mounted it onto the GoPro, or we haven't mounted it onto the belly, but once it powers up, the red light will come on, and you can see that the camera is nice and level, no matter what attitude the mount plate is in. Using the lever during flight, you can tilt up or tilt down. You can tilt up or tilt down. Don't want to tilt up too much because then you see the blades. Tilt down, you're facing more down, and that's preferred. But again, make sure that the electrical connections and the signal connections are connected before you turn on the power. Make sure that the GoPro 3 or 4 or SJ4000 cameras are attached to the gimbal before you apply power. Many of the GoPros and other similar cameras have a wireless feature. The wireless feature of the camera would be used to turn it on and off remotely. You absolutely cannot use that wireless feature. It will, if turned on in the camera, interfere with the radio signal and cause your FreeX to be uncontrollable. You absolutely have to make sure that the wireless feature of your camera is not turned on. But the gimbal is working perfectly.